Afternoon all. I haven't done a video for a while. There's a bit of a reason for that. I've been finishing off that doorway and just keeping on top of things really with the grass and gardening and stuff like that. So I haven't really done much of note for the last month or so really. But I think I've just inadvertently started my next job that I didn't even know was going to be a job. It's not been on the list. It's an area of the house that I kind of forget about because, well, never come here. But I'll spin you around and give you a bit of a walking tour. This is kind of up the back side of the house, and there's this little area here, which is I'll just climb up there. A bit of a walled garden. But I've done very little in here over the last 10 years or so. Just there where the roof lifts up a bit is the plant room. So coming underneath that door, up and round there, is my ground source heating pipes that are buried 900 metres of, I say coil, flow and return back into the field, and they come out that way. As does the water supply from the well, from the underground tank. The well, I don't know if you can see, you probably can't see the well, but not this first tree line, but the second one is the spring. Feeds an underground tank, and that's piped up round here, up, and pumps into the house, into an internal holding tank in the house. As well as the two heatings, the water supply drains. I've got grey water from the gutters and stuff like that, and then I've got foul from the toilets, the new drains I've put in. So I put a few bits and pieces in there. But anyway, fairly congested area there. You can see my two manholes, one for gutter water, grey water, one for foul. But to get water away from the house, first moved in, put these gutters in, and I didn't know where I wanted that gully to be, so I just put something up to dig onto, and as you can tell, cobbled a gutter in. So my job started off to put a downpipe in there and a gully down here that is teed in properly underground to the existing, I say existing, it's a new drain I put in. So I started digging out for that gully, and this was yesterday. Found, I don't know if you can see, it's quite a nice brick floor. So thought that seemed a bit odd, not want to miss an opportunity to dig in. I've just dug another little pit there. You can't see it, but there's more bricks there. So the whole of this room, which is probably, I'll spin you around there, probably 5 metres by 5 metres or something like that. Looks like it's got a brick floor. When I dug the pipes here, there was quarry tiles, thick red quarry tiles, of which that is one of them. You can see the edge of a few of them there, another one there. So I've kept those quarry tiles to reinstate if I ever wanted to, but I think I like this brick floor. The downside is I've probably got 1/2 metre deep by, I don't know, probably 20 square metres. So what's that in terms of cubic metres? 10 cubic metres of soil. Probably about 3 or 4 tonnes of soil to shift out of here. Can't get a machine in here because it's too tight, which means buckets and barrow. But I know what I'm like well enough to know if I find something old, I can't help myself. So it's going to be exposed somehow. I've no idea what to do with it. If I spin you around again, this is one corner, and you can see a bit of a chimney up there. If I walk up the footpath, I'll show you. So, climb up here a bit. You can see, I don't know if you can see down there, but there's a tiny little brick chimney there. And I have dug up what looks like, this was over the last 10 years of trimming, gardening and stuff. You know, I love bits of scrap metal, so I've dug up quite a few little bits of metal over the years, probably from an old range, possibly a bread oven, I'm not sure, but need to get the soil out first and just see what awaits really. I'm going to still bury the gully, but I'll probably reinstate the bricks, depending how far they go. Depends on whether I end up quarry tiling or reinstating bricks as a floor. But it's a big enough room, if you can call it that. Is a room when it's got a roof? I don't know. Could be a little enclosed patio, sheltered courtyard garden, but you don't have a garden with a brick floor. So any ideas, let me know. I don't know what to do with it. What time is it now? It's 4 o'clock and the sun that way is about south, so it's kind of east facing, very, very sheltered. I wouldn't be shy of putting a roof on of some type, possibly clear, possibly slate. The roof lines of the house, I'll go up there and show you a bit more. The roof lines of the house are a bit odd. Can you see that? So double slope there. I haven't really showed you much inside because, well, there's not much to see really, but anyway, single pitch there down, that's going to be replaced. These asbestos cement sheets ultimately are going to be replaced, as is, I don't know if you can see the barn there, but that's a conversation for another day, because I'm trying to get planning permission at the moment to extend that, but I'll go into that in detail in another video. So yeah, this is just a kind of small job really, but with the potential of turning into a bigger job. So this soil, there's a kind of retaining wall there, really rough retaining wall, retaining, I don't know, 500-600 mil of soil, and yeah, you can see my little second inspection hole there, bricks and stones that are coming out. So that is going to be my next job. Unfortunately, like I say, it's going to be getting rid of it in buckets and putting it somewhere, but can't have them all, can you? So anyway, it's a little update for you. I will carry on. I'm not going to start this properly yet. Oh, another story, kind of story. 12 months ago, a lady came, knocked on the door. Don't get many visitors up here because it's proper back end of nowhere. Knocked on the door, and after a bit of a chat, she said she used to live here. And she was born here. I think she said she was 78 or something, so 78 years ago. This was her family home, which is quite nice. I've really struggled to find any info on this place. And she brought some photos, black and white photos of her family here in the yard. Around and about the house, nothing inside, but it's really nice to see. And amongst the, I don't know, lots of comments and observations she was making, she said she remembers an old cast iron water pump in the middle of the kitchen floor. And as I said, that is the kitchen there. But half of me thinks this might have been an old, I wouldn't have said a bakehouse because a farmhouse wouldn't normally have a bakehouse, but maybe a wash house or something. I'm possibly expecting to find the remnants of a water feed underneath here in the middle of the floor. I don't know if there was some range or bread oven or something. Might have had a water supply, I don't know, but I'm quite intrigued to see what's under here. I don't know where the soil's come from because there seems to be too much soil to have just sort of naturally washed down, but you never know, it might be intentional, it might not. So that is kind of where things are up to. So I will film. There'll be lots of digging, lots of time-lapse digging slowly, not with a machine, I don't think. So yeah, that's kind of where things are up to really. I'll yeah, leave you be for a bit, and well, I'll start filming when I start attacking this properly. Thanks for watching, see you in a bit.